I don't know if I was the only one, but growing up, I used to ask myself, whenever I heard a train, the sound of a train at night, in the silence of night, I don't know if I was the only one, but I always asked myself as a little boy, I wonder where that train is going, right? I also asked myself, who's driving that train at this time of night, right? Do they have a family? Are they going to be able to go to sleep tonight? Are they staying awake, driving the train safely, right? I would ask myself these questions as a boy. This week, I started to imagine those same kind of things that I asked myself when I was a kid. I imagined that, let's say, the entire church in the valley, all of us together, you, me, clergy, bishops, everybody, is sitting on this big train called the Catholic Church in the valley. And when I imagined this, I asked myself, where are we going as a church in the valley? Because I can tell you where we are right now, what I've learned in the past 10 years. Right now, more than 90% of the people that live in the Diocese of Brownsville or in the valley, just in general, more than 90% consider themselves Catholic. And because it's such a Catholic place, what happens is whenever somebody starts to suffer in their life, something really heavy happens and they need help, one of the first things that they ask is, where is the nearby Catholic church? Because maybe they can help. Maybe it's somebody that's lost a loved one in their life and they're going through that grief and they don't want to grieve alone anymore, so they go into the church office and they ask for help. Maybe is there a group for me that I can receive some help? Maybe it's a marriage. Maybe it's a husband and a wife. And slowly but surely, their marriage just a little bit is breaking down day by day, and they go into the church office and they ask for help. Is there anyone that can help us and guide us through these issues? Or maybe it's a mom and a dad, and they're not sure how to talk to their kids anymore as they're getting older, and they want to have conversations with them, but it hurts them that they can't do that. They don't know how, so they go to the church office and they ask, is there a group for parents? Is there something for us that we can kind of work through this together and seek advice? Or maybe it's a young person, middle school, high school, young adult. They're looking for God in their lives for the first time. And they're basically sometimes trembling out of the stress and anxiety and the fears that they have in school, their friends, their relationships, college, their future, their present. And they're looking for God, and they go in the church office and they say, is there a group? Is there a group somewhere for me? Is there somewhere I can encounter Jesus? All these situations and many more are happening all over the valley at every parish, every single day. We know this. And when we receive, if you've ever received, especially our church secretaries and receptionists, they know this better than anybody. When somebody walks into the church and they ask for this help, we want with all of our hearts, our bones, it's made into us. God put it into us that we want to help them as much as we possibly can. But when they ask for those groups or they ask for that help, unfortunately, a lot of the times all over the valley, the answer is no, we don't have that right now. And we pray with them, we pray for them right then and there, and we should, right? That's good. But sometimes we want to offer a little bit more than that and journey with them every single day of their life so they can have the help that they need. So that is why I ask myself, where are we going as the church in the valley? Where do we want to go? And do we want to stay where we are? You know who else is asking these questions? Our conductor of the train that we're on, called the Catholic Church, our Bishop Daniel Flores. He is responsible for all of the souls in the valley. Every single one, Catholic or not. There's about 1.4, 1.5 million people, Catholic or not. He is responsible for their souls to guide them to a better place than they are right now. So you know what he does? He does the same thing as you and I are supposed to do. He invites every day people onto the train. Hey, there's a seat for you, get on. I want to take you to a place that's better. I want to take you to a place of refuge, of healing, where your families, your relationships can be strengthened. So get on the train and let's go. Let's start moving. But the question, and what I've learned in the past 10 years is, We want to get that train moving so much to the right direction, but what does a train need in order to start getting to move? I asked this at the 6 p.m. yesterday, what does the train need to start moving? And there was a little boy in the back and he goes, wheels! Yes, we do need wheels. Fortunately, in our diocese, we've already purchased the wheels of the train. We've built the train, everybody's on it. But now it needs the energy to start moving faster to where we want it to go. And the reality is, we know this in the Valley, we're not the wealthiest place in the country. We don't have all the resources we need all the time to help the people we need. So our train sometimes moves a little slower. And because of that, you know what we do? We've done for decades now. You and I, we don't wait for those resources to come or for somebody to decide to give it to us. So what we've done is we've got out of the train, you and I that are able to do it, we get out of the train, we get behind it, and with our own strength and will, we start moving it and moving it and moving it and pushing it. Because we know there's people inside the train that need help, they need to get to a different place, and we want to do it by our own will. So today, what I come to invite you to, that card, if you want to look at it for a second, that you have there as a family. I want to be as clear as I can be with this next detail. It's very important. This card, as you look at it and pray with it with your family, this card is not your ticket that you need to purchase in order to get on the train, to get us where we need to go. This is not a ticket that you need to purchase. You already have a seat at the train. It's free. Perhaps you got it when you encountered Jesus for the first time in your life and he invited you on and he wanted to take you to a better place. That's already a free ticket. That's not what you're holding in your hand right now. What you're holding in your hand instead is simply us going through the seats of the train and saying, is there any family that can give right now in their own situation in life? Is there anybody that can give a sacrifice so we can get the energy we need to get the train moving a little faster instead of just pushing it ourselves? So what's the idea here? The idea is, at this parish, we have a goal in mind. That for the next 3 years, we want to raise a certain amount of money so that we can offer the help that we need when people come into the parish office doors and there's a place for them. We'll make it available for our parish here, locally, for people to walk in and have the help that they need. So that's the idea. You'll see in the card on the left side, I think it gives you an example. Let's say if you want to do it monthly or annually, but what's your total pledge? It asks you for the next 3 years that you can come up with. And then it gives you an idea of what that turns out to be month to month. Now, this is the last thing I'm gonna say here before I sign off. I was also asked to give, right? Obviously, I'm a Catholic here in the Valley. And the first thing I asked myself was, how am I going to come up with the money to pay another thing that I'm paying with? I'll share with you guys, I am a new dad. I have a 15-month-old boy and a 3-month-old boy. So I'm in for a good ride here for the rest of my life. But I have to think right now, I have to think about diapers, I have to think about milk, I have to think about the light bill, the rent, giving them food, going to H-E-B, going to Walmart, giving them clothes. The payments that I already make weekly to my parish, all those things I have to still do. Because the parish also needs to have the lights on and the air conditioning on. I have to keep making those payments, right? That's not going to stop. But what the church asks me to consider at this time is there anywhere else in Danny's life, every single month, where I'm spending that's not completely necessary? Maybe it's not bad things. Maybe I just like to get maybe one more cup of coffee a month than I probably should. You know, that's $5 or $10. Or maybe I just went to go buy groceries, pero se me antojó una hamburguesa esa noche y fui por un Whataburger or something. You know, is there anywhere, honestly, in my life where I can say I can sacrifice that? Or maybe we have Netflix and also Hulu and Disney Plus and, you know, all the other. Is there one, like Lent asks us to, is there one that I can just sacrifice for me and my family? And we replace it so that way it goes towards somebody walking in the parish, somebody going on that train and getting to where they need to go a little bit quicker. Because if we just depend on ourselves pushing that train, We might get to where we want to go, but that's maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. We want to have the confidence to say today, my son, my daughter, if you're going through something, I know that you can just walk into the nearest Catholic church and there's a place for you. We want to be able to say that confidently today. Our neighbors, our people that are suffering, lost a loved one, addictions, we have a place for you. We want to be able to say that sooner rather than later, right? So that's the idea, and if we invite you today to make that promise, that pledge, and when you're done, all you have to do is fold that little piece of paper up, and I'll be in the back receiving those promises, those pledges. At the very least, if you cannot turn that in today, I invite you just to stay 2 or 3 minutes after Mass and just pray with your family. Just ask Jesus, is this something you want from us and our family right now? Honestly, Jesus, just ask him, what would you like to for us to sacrifice for this effort?